Cleveland, wake up! We are staring at a seismic shift in the foundation of this franchise that we have not seen in years. The silence coming out of Berea has finally been broken, and the noise is absolutely deafening. We are not just talking about minor roster adjustments here, we are talking about a complete philosophical overhaul at the most critical position on the field. Sources are telling me the front office is making aggressive moves that signal the current era might be on life support. You need to hear exactly who they are targeting and why the draft board is being flipped upside down right now.
Let's get straight to the facts, because the situation in the Browns front office has evolved rapidly over the last 48 hours. My sources are confirming that the Cleveland Browns are significantly advancing in negotiations and internal discussions regarding a veteran quarterback. We are talking about a player with 2 Pro Bowl selections on his resume. This is not a drill. The organization has received positive updates on this pursuit, and here is the headline that should make your ears perk up. This veteran option is now being prioritized as the immediate successor, leaping over names like Shedeur Sanders on the team's priority list. For months, the narrative has been about drafting a savior. Now, the strategy has shifted to acquiring a proven commodity. The front office is looking at the roster, looking at the defense led by Myles Garrett, and realizing they cannot afford the learning curve of a rookie if they want to save their jobs and win immediately. Now let me switch gears and tell you what this actually means, because this is an indictment on the current state of affairs. When you look at this decision, you have to look at Deshaun Watson. This report is a screaming siren that the experiment is failing. You do not go out and target a 2-time Pro Bowl veteran if you have faith in your $230 million man. You just don't do it. Prioritizing a veteran over Shedeur Sanders tells me everything I need to know about the pressure in that building. They are scared. They are terrified of drafting a rookie who might take 2 years to develop, because they might not be there in 2 years to see it happen. This is a survival move. Think about the implications here. If you bring in a veteran with Pro Bowl pedigree, you are telling the locker room that the standard is winning right now. But it also raises a massive question about the draft capital. If you aren't spending that top pick on a quarterback like Sanders, where does that asset go? It completely opens up the board. But I need you to understand the gravity of this pivot. Moving away from the allure of a Deion Sanders coached quarterback, a young superstar brand like Shedeur, to go with a gritty veteran, that is a conservative, job-saving, win-now play. It lacks the flash, but it brings the floor up significantly. However, make no mistake, this is a direct reflection of the lack of trust in the current quarterback room. If Deshaun Watson was the answer, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If they believed he could return to form, they wouldn't be looking at Pro Bowlers to replace him immediately. They would be looking for backups. This is a search for a starter. The Browns are admitting, without saying the words, that they need a new pilot for this plane before it crashes. But if they secure this veteran, the offense changes entirely. You need reliability. You need precision. But a quarterback is nothing without targets who actually want to be there. And that brings us to a massive development in the scouting department regarding a local star that you need to hear about immediately.
Listen, the landscape of the NFL changes by the minute, and you cannot afford to be behind on news this big. If you want these exclusive insights delivered straight to you before the rest of the league catches up, hit that subscribe button right now. While the front office is hunting for a veteran to stabilize the ship, the scouting department is doing serious work at the Combine, and the connections being made are deeply personal to the state of Ohio. We have confirmed reports that Ohio State wide receiver Carnell Tate and Penn State quarterback Drew Aller have had highly productive formal meetings with the Cleveland Browns coaching staff. This is significant. Carnell Tate, who is viewed by many scouts as a legitimate WR1 prospect with elite route running ability and separation skills, explicitly stated that he would love to remain in Ohio. This isn't just a generic "I'll play for anyone" answer. This is a player understanding the culture and the pressure of playing in Cleveland and embracing it. On the other side, you have Drew Aller. This kid grew up a die-hard Browns fan. He lived and breathed the dog pound. He is being viewed as a potential mid-round option, a developmental arm with massive physical upside. Let me break down why this matters emotionally and tactically. You cannot quantify the value of a player who actually wants to wear that orange helmet. For years, we have seen players come to Cleveland looking for a paycheck or looking for a way out. When you have a talent like Carnell Tate looking you in the eye and saying, "Keep me in Ohio," that matters. It changes the temperature of the locker room. And Drew Aller, are you kidding me? A kid who grew up suffering with the fans? A kid who knows exactly what it feels like to watch this team struggle on Sundays? You put him in a quarterback room behind a veteran, you let him learn without the pressure of starting day one, and you might just find a franchise cornerstone who plays with a different level of heart. That is the passion this team has been missing. We need guys who bleed for the city, not guys who are just passing through. From a strategic standpoint, drafting Tate makes all the sense in the world if you are bringing in a veteran quarterback. You give that veteran a young, explosive weapon who can separate instantly. It fits the timeline perfectly. And All-R represents the smart, long-term play. If the team is indeed pivoting to a veteran starter, as we discussed, they don't need Shedeur Sanders in the first round. They can wait. They can take a massive physical specimen like All-R in the third or fourth round, a guy with a rocket arm who loves the team, and develop him properly. This is how smart franchises are built. You secure the present with a veteran, you secure the playmaking with a guy like Tate, and you secure the future upside with a guy like All-R. It is a three-pronged attack that covers all your bases. The meetings were described as productive, which in NFL speak usually means the schematic fit was confirmed. The Browns clearly like what they see in these two young men. But here is the kicker. Getting a receiver and a developmental quarterback is great, but it doesn't solve the immediate depth chart chaos if the coaching staff wants a specific style of play. And if you think All-R is the only young arm they are looking at, you are dead wrong. There is a wildcard scenario involving a former Packers quarterback that changes everything about the long-term plan.
Just when you thought the quarterback picture couldn't get more crowded or complex, reports surfacing this Thursday have thrown another wrench into the machine. Despite having Deshaun Watson on the roster, and despite the heavy links to Shedeur Sanders and the veteran market, the Cleveland Browns are actively monitoring and evaluating Malik Willis of the Green Bay Packers and draft prospect Ty Simpson from Alabama. This intel specifically points to the 2026 timeline and beyond, indicating that the front office is casting a massive net. The driving force behind this interest is offensive coordinator Todd Monken. Sources indicate Monken is adamant about securing a mobile quarterback profile. He wants athleticism. He wants a quarterback who can extend plays, run the RPO effectively, and create outside of structure. They are not ruling out bringing in external competition to challenge the entire room. I need you to look at the chaos of this strategy. We are talking about Malik Willis, a guy who looked lost in Tennessee but showed flashes of competence in Green Bay. Why are we looking at him now? Because Todd Monken sees a ball of clay that he thinks he can mold. But this screams indecision to me. You have Watson, you are looking at a veteran, you are looking at Shedeur, you are looking at All-R, and now you are looking at Malik Willis and Ty Simpson? Are we collecting quarterbacks like they are trading cards? At some point, you have to pick a lane and drive in it. This shotgun approach where you target everyone tells me that they don't truly love anyone they currently have. It tells me that Todd Monken is looking at his playbook and realizing he can't run half of it with the guys he trusts right now. He needs legs, he needs speed, and he is willing to look at reclamation projects like Willis to get it. However, let's look at the 2026 aspect of this report. This is the most telling part. Monitoring Ty Simpson and Willis for the future suggests that the Browns are already preparing for life after the bridge veteran. They are acknowledging that whoever plays in 2025 might just be a placeholder. Ty Simpson, coming out of Alabama, is a talent, but he is raw. Malik Willis is an athlete first, quarterback second in many eyes. If the Browns pull the trigger on a trade for Willis or draft Simpson, it confirms that the organization is moving toward a run-heavy, mobile quarterback identity permanently. It signals the end of the traditional pocket passer era in Cleveland. They want chaos in the backfield that stresses defenses. It is a bold strategy, but it is also a risky one. You are betting on athletic traits over proven production. It creates a crowded, competitive, and potentially toxic room if not managed correctly. But Monken gets what Monken wants, and if he wants mobility, the front office is doing their due diligence to find it, no matter where it comes from. This leads us to the ultimate question facing the dog pound today. We are looking at a total reconstruction of the quarterback room. A veteran savior, a local hero rookie, and a reclamation project based on pure athleticism. This is the most aggressive pivot we have ever seen from this front office. They are trying to solve the most difficult puzzle in sports by attacking it from 3 different angles simultaneously. I need to know what you think. Do you trust Andrew Berry to juggle all these pieces, or is this just more chaos by the lake? Do you want the veteran, the rookie, or the mobile project? Drop your comments below. We are in this together, Cleveland. Don't go anywhere.